Well, might have to run any second now, but here we go. We'll give it a try here. Let's go. Let's go to the share screen here real quick and go to here. Yeah, now this is the X2a, Native American populations, Ojibwe, Canada. Algonquin, Nisiping, Mississaugas, Potawatomi, Potawatomi, Odawa, Chippewa, Ojibwe. All of these Native American tribes in this area of the Great Lakes have this X2a, and this X2a is in Galilee in Israel. Now, I don't know if this is the X2a from here or if it's the X2-A, which is from the Mediterranean or from Southern Europe, because it's like the difference between saying a possum and an opossum. It's the same lineage, it's the same thing, just that it's labeled different. This is labeled in Europe as X2-A, and over here it's labeled as X2a, even though the X2a comes from the X2-A. But if this is X2a, that means it's the one from the Great Lakes region that came back to Galilee, which would be another can of worms. But anyway, welcome to Jungle Jargon here, and let's just try to look at some more here. Share stream again. We'll go over here. Should be familiar with this. Here's one lineage of the X2a, X2-A 4 that crossed the Atlantic. Okay, backtrack real quick. Clearly see it cross the Atlantic. Now let's go look at another lineage here. X2a2 or 1, either one. We'll do 2 first. Try this again. Same thing. Cross the Atlantic from over here from Anatolia. Crossed over into the Great Lakes region, of course. Now, X2a-1 or X2-A1, because if you put an X2a in, only the ones from America are going to show up. The ones from the origin of Europe and Anatolia and the Levant aren't going to show up. So you have to put in X2-A in order to get the full lineage. Otherwise, it'll just come up as American, which I can show in a minute. See, this is another lineage. All these different lineages of the daughters of Shem. So they're actually daughters of Shem, because it's the same lineage that the Medes took into Europe. It's the Semitic lineage that the Medes took into Europe and ended up going to America by way of a number of different lineages. It wasn't all the same lineage. In fact, I could show just by doing X2-A how many of the lineages went over. So I'll just go ahead and do the X2-A, which is going to show all of them crossing over through the Atlantic to the United States. And this, to me, is an indication of the Mediterranean sea routes to the New World, to the Great Lakes region where they had the copper mines, where they had other copper mines. And that's the reason for this X2a being here in the Great Lakes region in the Native Americans, all these Native American tribes. All these different colors represent different tribes with the X2a in their population, which is the same X2a that is in Galilee. Now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's the difference between possum and opossum, and this is I don't want to say it's an opossum that came back instead of a possum, but I'm just saying the lineage came from the United States back to Galilee if this is an X2a and not an X2-a. Because the original lineage is X2-a and they have X2a here, which seems to indicate a reversal of the direction of travel to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit this. Show all the different lineages that we have here from the X2-a. So you can see, well, of course, some of it would be in recent times, of course. So we'll back it off a little bit. We'll back it up and we can see what the movements of the lineages were. All the lineages which I've already showed. Now this is 8,500 years ago. 7,600. 6,300. 5,500. And I gotta go now. Sorry. I think I'm gonna have to go in a little bit. But anyways, you get the idea. And if you put the X2a in here, I'll show you what you get. Put the X2a. Let's see what happens. So the X2a is going to only be the American populations of the X2a. But it clearly shows a lineage crossing the Atlantic Ocean and not by way of, obviously not by way of crossing Asia, because in Asia is not the direction of travel. And so it doesn't matter what they found up here in Alaska. It's not the direction of travel for the most part. Oh, it didn't work. I didn't actually hit it. Didn't actually click on it, so that's why it didn't go. So hopefully it won't take too long. There we go. And there it is. These are strictly the X2a here. Well, excluding the ones in the Great Lakes region that came from over here clearly. But this is what shows up as X2a. Of course, they don't have all the lineages, but they have a lot to show the crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. But I guess that's just what I wanted to show right now. So here we go. We'll go back over here. And this study is getting very interesting. And, just to keep everybody informed, keep myself informed as well. So God bless everybody. Take care.